Simplicity is the prerequisite for reliability. Edsger Dijkstra. My friends, we keep it simple, 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 simple here each and every day. Why? Because Occam's razor tells us the more simple we keep it, the more accurate it's going to be. Einstein said, make it as simple as possible, but not simpler. And I think we've done it. How do we do it? We use the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks and we use the volume metric. We do have an average volume line on our volume metric. And of course, we have a trend line. And we have just been rocking it out as this market since right there at the end of April, beginning the 28th, has just been rocking up. We were flat for the day, up in the morning, and then flattened out for the move in the afternoon. But you can see we have had a very decent week. We have had many very decent weeks as this market has rocked up. I keep telling you, we are watching, because when the market takes a hit, when it spirals down as the market can do, everybody's going to be standing there not believing it. And what are we going to be doing? We're going to be not in the market, or we're going to be into something like SH, which guess what it's been doing all these weeks? It's the single inverse of the S&P 500. It went up back in February through early April, and then it rolled over and it's been going down the whole time. It is the opposite of the S&P 500. Now, I've encouraged you over the years to practice trade that when it's possible. It's not for everyone. I'm going to put at the end of today's video, I'm making me a note now, about inverse funds, where we explain the good, the bad, and the ugly with them. They do have higher fees. They are revalued on a daily basis. They can magnify your losses if you bet on them the wrong way. And we don't like to say the word betting if you are trading on them in the wrong direction. But they can also be a source of incredible opportunity when the market pounds down, which it always has in the past. It always will. What goes up must come down. And it will, to some extent, at some point. And of course, what are your choices? To get out and let the market drop and then jump back in, or to ride it down? And of course, sophistication gives you options. Now, let's jump into the charts. As I said, the S&P, another up week. As we end the week, excuse me, our directional probability is decent. Backtest accuracy, it's okay. It's a little more. It's at 66%, but our directional probability is still quite good. It's the same on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. We see that we have had a higher week. As we look at the two-day chart, we can see that it is a green candle moving up the trend line on Friday. It's got one more day to finish drawing. That'll finish on Monday. We can see that the volume on the half-day chart, even though we had some ranging up, was lower than the average and up in the afternoon. And of course, that's where we had the pullback and the indecision with that green spinning top. But overall, we are still up. We had a green week. Things were good. Now, the NASDAQ pulled back a little bit, less than 0.5%, 0.42%. And again, we can see it was up in the morning, then a red doji in the afternoon with average volume, as we had a down move and we had a great deal of volatility there. We nonetheless have a green up candle on the two-day chart. Volume not so high, particularly after the high volume in the Wednesday-Thursday candle. But for the week, of course, average volume ranging to a higher high during the course of the week, which makes us still long on the NASDAQ 100. We're just riding this gravy train as it continues to edge up. Let's look at where we are with bonds. Bonds have been weird. You know, as we end this week, we have a green up candle. The prior week, we had a red spinning top after two green candles, particularly that up candle beginning the 8th of September, where things really bounded up and then slowed down the following week, beginning the 15th of September. And then a red doji, just weird. That next week and this week, trying to gain some. Where does that leave us? It leaves us in a potential up move. In fact, if you run the numbers like we do on our 5-day plus ETF trading analysis and execution plan, we are around 70% is what the directional probability is up. I don't feel that. Maybe. I mean, we've got, 3 green 2-day candles, really 5 days, because this is the first day of the latest one. But again, as you look at them, the last 2 are green spinning tops and have not hit the high that the 2-day candle hit from Monday the 29th and Tuesday the 30th of September. So I'm not putting a lot of stock in that. You can see where things have slid sideways, tending down over the last several days, staying above that weekly trend line. But what the hell is that weekly trend line? Not much of anything. Fairly horizontal, not putting a lot in that. Not a tradable situation at this point on TLT, at least for me. I like better odds and I like better charts. What about gold, man? Man, gold just keeps on a-cranking, doesn't it? Up again today, 0.80%. This has been a beautiful week. Look at all the volume. Already a little bit less maybe than halfway to the average volume on this Friday. But again, gold up 0.80% up in the morning. May have shaved a little bit of that off in the afternoon. Let's look. 558.14, 550. Yeah, it did. It shaved a little bit off in the afternoon. Still up, though, overall, 0.80%. A beautiful week, beautiful weeks since gold started moving up back there toward the end of August and then really started hammering up there that last week in August through September. Just absolutely beautiful. And again, what a gorgeous ride this has been. Look at those stair steps on the weekly chart. Needless to say, we are still long on gold. Lastly, we'll look at Bitcoin. Where is it? Well, man, the stair steps on this 2-day chart are wild, aren't they? Starting on the 29th of September, that was 2 Mondays ago, we saw things really take off nicely. Well, I guess it depends on when you're listening this. Anyway, regardless, the 29th of September, that Monday, really pumped up, slowed down a little bit on Tuesday, and then moving up strong. Up 1.55% for the day. Our directional probability okay on Bitcoin. I mean, as looking at the weekly chart, it's hard to see a lot. You can see on the 2-day chart if things have moved up and, of course, moved above. And that's not any trend line to write home about. It gives us a hard time when we don't really have a weekly trend line. Whatever trend line we have there, it has moved above it. And of course, it has been on a run as it's been ticking higher and higher. Again, sort of a weird candle. If you look at it, it even has a little bit of down move on it. It's got a little bit of a down wick. But again, an okay week, particularly on that half-day chart and the 2-day chart as it's gained candlestick up movement and decent volume it's maintained. It's been on average volume, maybe just a little bit below there, but almost, it's been on average volume, I mean, pretty much since the 29th of August on the 2-day chart. I mean, the volume's just been there. That is where we are as we end the day on Friday as we go into the new week. So we are long on everything. Now, the percentage probability ranges higher on some other than, some more than others. But again, directional probability, you get the directional probability, entry, exit, expected move in dollars, back test accuracy, all of that on the trade execution summary grid. And of course, you get the breakdown with our 5-day plus ETF trading analysis and execution plan that is available and goes out to all of our Patreon members the day it happens. We release it to the free Patreon members the next day, and of course to the general public on that 3rd day. My friends, thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Let us hear from you. God bless. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can also subscribe at chartingwealth.com to get our daily trainings that come along in that email. We never spam or sell that list. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.